Thousands of Kashmiris defied the biting winter cold to attend the funerals on Friday of two men killed during a security operation, heralding a widespread shutdown in the Indian-occupied valley. The pair, who police said had died in crossfire on Monday in a gunfight with suspected fighters, had been hurriedly interred by authorities in a remote graveyard. The deaths sparked anger in the restive region, with their families insisting they had no links to the fighters, accusing security forces of murdering them in cold blood, and demanding their bodies be returned for a proper Islamic burial. Officials on Thursday ordered a probe into the killings of Muhammad Altaf Bhatt and Mudassir Ahmed Gul before exhuming their remains and handing them over to relatives amid wails and emotional post-midnight scenes in Srinagar. Thousands of people turned out for their pre-dawn reburials, with some angry mourners shouting, "We want freedom," and others reciting Quranic verses, an AFP photographer on the scene said. "Your death has shattered us completely," Bhatt's niece Saima Bhatt posted on Twitter, adding she did not know if we'll be able to cope up from this tragedy. Family members told AFP that officers had instructed them to bury the men at night and not to allow crowds to assemble. "There was just about enough time for our family and his children to have a last glimpse," said one of Bhatt's relatives, declining to be identified. Residents in large parts of the territory observed a complete shutdown later on Friday to protest the killings, in response to a call by the All Parties Hurriyat Conference, a group of parties seeking self-determination for Indian-occupied Kashmir. Shops and business establishments stayed shut across Srinagar and public transport did not circulate, with only a trickle of private cars on the roads. Similar shutdowns took place in most main towns across the highly militarized disputed territory. Police and paramilitary troops in riot gear were deployed in force in the dead men's neighborhoods and at some volatile points. Such shutdowns have been largely impossible since 2019, when New Delhi annulled the region's partial autonomy and brought it under direct rule, but with tensions at a peak, authorities decided not to intervene on this occasion. Police in Kashmir have previously denied families access to the bodies of slain suspected fighters or their associates, saying it helps stop the glorification of anti-India fighters, whose funerals were usually attended by thousands of people. An armed rebellion against Indian rule of Kashmir erupted 3 decades ago, and the conflict has left tens of thousands of people, mostly civilians, dead so far.